Welcome to tonight's Parks and Rec Commission meeting for Tuesday, October 13th. Kathy, can I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Polican.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Pierce.
Here.
Commissioner Gummer.
Yes.
Commissioner Byram.
Present.
Commissioner Gorman.
Here.
Commissioner Moss.
Here.
And Commissioner Capato.
Here.
All right. Looks like we're all here. So first time we had like a bunch of people here sitting on the desk. We're all socially distanced and smiling faces. We're all good to go. Can I get approval of tonight's agenda or motion for it?
I move that we approve tonight's agenda.
I second it.
All right. We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, we'll move on to item number 4, approval of the minutes of September 8th, 2020. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
I make a motion to approve
Do I have a second?
minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Sounds like we have all in favor, none opposed. And we'll talk about the scheduled announcements in regards to programs, classes, and special events.
Good evening, Commissioners. Just have an update for you on some of the things that we have coming up. Winter Volleyball League is just about to open up for registration. That'll take place November the 16th. $150 per team, and ages are 15 and up for that. So that's coming up. Softball just finished up last night. We had a great turnout this year again, so really pleased with how we did things. Shelly did an awesome job, obviously, so really appreciate all the public's participation in that as well. The Corn Toss tournament on the 19th, we had 32 participants and 50 spectators. Everybody had a great time out there, so we're looking to have another tournament on November the 12th, correct, Jay? December the 12th, I apologize. Other tournaments that we had hosted, we had 2 youth fast pitch tournaments, 32 teams total, and another youth soccer tournament. So obviously parks were packed, fields were done up well, and everybody had a good time. Art workshops are coming up. A daytime drawing workshop, evening drawing workshop, and an acrylic painting workshop. Give us a call at 3090-759-3090 or visit us at pvaz.net/parks, and you can sign up for any of those classes. We have a new class coming up, Total 360 Jump Rope. That's going to take place on Saturdays, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the Boys and Girls Club. Ages 10 plus, $30 per month. It is a monthly session, and that's going to be with instructor Mike Rogers. He does our other martial arts class. Really great guy. Kids really enjoy him, so look into that. Yoga, Qigong, and Tai Chi. Those take place Wednesdays, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. At the Civic Center on the outdoor stage, and that's $6 per class. We have a free event coming up at the end of this month. It's going to take place on Friday, October 30th, from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It is called Jack-O-Lantern Town. It's going to take place out on the Theater on the Green here at the Civic Center campus. There'll be movies, music, photo booths, line dances, characters, and things like that. And our intern, Mia, is actually putting that one on, and she's been doing a great job with that. So we're excited for it. We'll make sure we have social distancing in place and things of that nature, but we're excited for this event coming up. Another event we have coming up is going to be our Create-A-Tree. Applications are now live. They're due by November 20th. And we also added in a Create-A-Wreath to make it easier on some of the businesses and things like that. Take some additional wall space for people to be able to utilize. So we're definitely excited to see what kind of turnout we get for that portion. Santa's North Pole Village, that will take place Friday, December the 4th, directly following the Festival of Light Parade. You'll be transported to the North Pole and walk through Santa's Village, visit the Gumdrop Forest, Gingerbread Workshop, and end the trip with a special sneak peek of Santa in his house. So that'll be a lot of fun. And other than that, that's my update for right now. We had a pretty busy month last month, and this month is shaping up to be the same.
Very good. Just one question, I guess, in regards to the corn toss tournaments.
Yes,
Are
sir.
those walk-in welcome, or are they like a pre-register for stuff like
They
that?
are pre-registered, first come, first serve. Obviously, whenever we get up to it, we do usually fill, but if the spots aren't completely filled, we will do day of.
Okay, very good.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I know last Saturday out on the grass, there was a health fair, so to speak. I tried to find out about it at Parks and Rec, on the computer, and I couldn't find any information on it. Was it on there and I just didn't know how to access it, or?
That may have been possible, ma'am. The Wellness Rocks event was an outside event that we helped out with. It was posted on Rec 1, so you could have pre-registered for it there. You would have seen the flyer there as well. We'll look into some other avenues to advertise those type of things next time, so then we don't run into a similar situation.
But we sponsored it, right? Parks and Rec sponsored it?
We helped to kind of partner with the organization, with the organizer that put it on.
Okay.
So yes, we did everything we could that she had asked for. And then, yeah, that was really the only other location other than flyers and things like that.
Okay. How was it a success?
Whenever I drove past, it was late in the afternoon, and I saw like 12 people out on the theater on the green. So I'm not sure how the morning had went, but we are hopeful that she was able to get people out here. She ran into some issues like 2 weeks prior to the actual event date, so it was hit or miss on if she was going to go on it or not, and then holding it. I hope she had more people in the morning.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions at all in regards to, events or classes? All right. Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome, sir.
We'll move on to item number 6, the chairperson report. I don't have anything specifically, written out or slated for the evening, but just off the top of my head, driving around town, being a part of a lot of different events, a lot of different activities and leagues, it seems like we're getting busier and busier in regards to the activity levels, including tournaments, persons that join our parks and enjoy our parks. I think still doing a fantastic job in regards to the overall upkeep of them, and then just overall presence and the observations that I have. I think people are enjoying them with their families, being out and enjoying that weather. So I think that's a good opportunity for a lot of people to enjoy these classes and events that are coming up. I know my family's participated in a couple of them, and they've been pretty helpful, so we appreciate that.
Excellent.
Cool. Moving on to the item B for line number 6 would be the tree advisory board. We have a bit of an update in regards to Bob Edwards tree replacement.
Yes, sir. So if you guys can see from the slides right there on your screen, we had a number of the trees at the park actually die over the course of the summer and things like that. It's been very hot, very dry, no rain and things of that nature. So Nick and the guys out in the field removed 9 autumn blaze maples, and they planted 9 additional 24-inch box Modesto ashes. So right there on the south side of the park, you can see all the little tree icons. That's all the locations that we had placed more trees. Nick's also looking at some other parks to get some tree replacements into, and later on a couple other slides, I have a few more tree locations that I'm going to be presenting on.
Very good. Any
I ask why Modesto asked?
You know what? Nick actually got a really good deal on those, and those seem to do well in the park for us. I kind of leave it to him, obviously, when he gets to see the day-to-day. I totally trust him.
And doesn't an ash normally change colors for fall?
It should, yeah, absolutely. Your leaves give you a little bit of color in there.
Pretty color in there.
Yes, sir.
Damn right.
Very good. Any other questions, comments? All right, moving on to the old business line, number 7. We'll go talk about the Run of the Hill event and its results.
Good evening, Commissioners. So this year we had our Run for the Hill event on September 26th. We had 7 staff members and 1 volunteer out there. We started at about 5:30 in the morning, moving various equipment from the Civic Center and along the trail to the trailhead. That day we had about 40 people pre-registered, and we had 10 more sign up at the event. So we had a total of 50 participants for this year's event, down a little slightly from last year, but during a COVID year, we're still very happy with the turnout. 7 runners and 43 walkers ranging from ages from 12 to 74. The time was great. Everybody had a good time. You know, there was people were taking pictures, as you can see, for Instagram up at the top, posting, you know, when they got there, and then making their way back down the hill in a rapid fashion to get home. So we only had to pick up 3 people. That towards the end actually it was 2 people. They were a little bit behind, so we had to go out and find them, but we got them back safe. So overall it was a wonderful event. You know, it's 900-foot gain and climb going up and down that hill. It is big. A lot of people, you know, they train on that hill for bigger hikes, you know, that they go to. Some people like to even use it before they go to the Grand Canyon. So it is definitely one that prepares you, and it was a wonderful experience. We're hoping to have another big turnout next year, and we're going to continue to move forward with this event.
How did with the 50 participants, how did the parking, how did that evolution all work out? I know before we had shuttles and...
We overflowed to the south of the main parking lot, and we were able to park everyone this year without any issues. Last year when we had 75 participants, it started to get tight. So this year we had additional overflow parking scheduled for over next to the tank farm. Okay. But we did not have to use it.
Very good. Yeah, we just walked it the other night. It's a pretty fun little hill. It's definitely a good addition to our town, and hopefully one day it'll be connected to the major trail complexes that we have in the area. So that'd be awesome to see.
You have to do a little training for it.
A little
Instead
bit.
of just decide,
yeah.
Hey, I think I'll go hike that today. And
My 17-month-old did it.
Yeah.
I was carrying him though. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay. I'm going to follow him next time.
You can carry me next time then too.
Excuse me, but it was the first hike my husband and I did when we moved here 4 years ago.
There you go.
Not a problem, Buzz.
Welcome to the town.
Well, you're young.
On that note, I'm going to step away from the microphone.
Thank you. All right, we have a old business item number B here, or letter B for the spray pad update. God, I can't speak this evening. We'll get better, I promise.
All righty.
There is the...
So if you can see the slide right there, we've been doing work on the new spray pad location. Like we had talked about last meeting, Bob Edwards was the area that was selected for the spray pad to go. As you can see up there in the northwest area of the park over by the Ramada, that's a proposed location. Easiest to get to. It's also, you know, close to the parking lot, close to the Ramada. It'll be another good amenity for the park. Currently what we're looking at is a 2,500 square foot pad with 12 to 15 spray features on it. I'm still doing some additional background work to see about the infrastructure cost and making sure that we can stay within our budget. Once we're able to lock it down to where the price is going to be what we can afford and also get the community what it needs. I'll have some conceptuals drawn up, and then we'll make sure that we present it to you, so that if you have any questions, concerns, or any other ideas like that, we can always bounce that off of the contractor that we're trying to work with on this project. So just wanted to give you an update and show you where it was looking like, where the water was going to be coming in. We got power right there in that area as well, so it works out for us.
Very good. One question that came to mind as you were speaking, just the proximity to the parking lot in regards to the, is there going to be any ballards or anything that's going to resist any vehicles from entering that paved area or that play area, if you would?
That's a great question. It obviously won't be right up against the parking lot, but that's something else that I've been taking into consideration. So seeing if we can have it far enough away, or if we need to get bollards in there or something like that, that's something else that we're investigating.
A couple other things I always thought of in that regard is like not just traditional concrete ones that look like, you know, steel posts with concrete filled in, but something decorative perhaps. It's still a community park that's cherished by lots. So
absolutely,
cool to see, maybe an artistic or some sort of design. I know at Mountain Valley have the baseballs at the little MVP field over there. So stuff like that's really neat to see.
That's a great idea. Yeah, and we need to find a location for the plaque to commemorate for the donation and things like that. So that's another possibility that we could affix a plaque to. So
Okay.
that's awesome.
Any concerns or questions in regards to the site of the spray pads there?
Do you have a time on when it might be completed?
We have to have it completed by April of 2021, so we're moving as quickly as we can on it.
Summer, perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Try and get it up and ready to go for when summer hits, so then families, kids, everybody can get out there and start enjoying it.
What would be the occupancy for it?
So on a 2,500 square foot spray pad, I would probably say no more than 20 at a time. You usually won't get that many, and obviously, the little ones like to hang out underneath one spray feature for the entire time. But 20 would probably be the max capacity for something like that.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns, comments? All right, we'll move on to item C, the rescheduled park tour / hybrid tour. Are the options in regards to that? I guess it's kind of open discussion for us here to just overall discuss. We had one originally scheduled for, I think, late last month. We had to reschedule just due to concerns over COVID, unfortunately. Any ideas or concepts anybody has in their mind? I think Bobby and I were discussing having a few parks picked out, maybe 2 or 3 that we kind of had our eyes on that we haven't really seen or need an update, like Santa Fe, and then choosing those as destinations as a specific time. And just have everyone meeting there, keeping our social distance, keeping your own little bubble, if you would, and I think that would be successful. Any ideas or
What
concepts?
about transportation? Are we going to?
I think your own vehicles would be successful if that's an option for everyone.
I was going to say that would probably be really good.
Yeah, I think that would be.
We're only going to go to, like 3.
Yeah, and we choose some that are relatively easy to access and easy to get to. So.
Yeah.
Any ideas? Any concepts? Any parks to throw out? Any ideas at all?
Have we decided on any 2 or 3? Of course, Santa Fe probably.
Santa Fe, I think, would be kind of
Probably
a.
Bob Edwards.
I think those 2 would be great, and then
And then, do we need to walk through Mountain Valley again? It seems like every year we hit it, but I think we're pretty well caught up.
Yeah,
on that.
there's a lot going on there all the time, but I think the updates that we kind of saw were all done last year, other than a few different playground adjustments that they made for the new
Anything
structures.
from you, Bobby? Any park
There's
ones that
there's
you-
nothing. Those 2 parks are our biggest ones. We could spend a good amount of time at just Santa Fe by itself, just kind of giving you guys updates. I wanted to give you a progress report tonight as well, but I don't have any aerial photography, so being able to see it in person would probably be one of the better parks for us to all hit, so then you guys can take a look.
I don't have my schedule pulled up. I'll have to pull it up here in a second. The coming Saturdays in October don't work for me personally. We have soccer limiting us for exposures. Anybody have any recommended dates generally during the weekends that are preferred or anything of that nature that you would like to see? Kind of throwing something against the wall.
Should we just kind of look at November?
Yeah, I'm looking at November. Does like Sunday work for anybody? Is that not an option, or is that something that's kind of out of the picture?
Sunday is. I can do a Sunday. That way it
Sundays.
doesn't get into. I know families and Saturdays are always busy.
Yeah, they're always turmoil.
Yeah.
Sundays, I'm the same thing. I'm
Yep.
with the soccer.
Gary,
I'm fine, but I got a question for Bob.
Yes, sir.
Would you have staff there on a weekend?
We do have staff in on the weekend, yes, sir. Part of that crew obviously takes care of tournaments and things of that nature. For the parks tour, I'll be out there with you guys. You let me know when it works for everyone, and like we've been talking about, trying to make it happen so then you guys can see things personally. Tell me a day, tell me a time, and we'll make things happen.
I think if we do a Sunday, I can do it before the October portion ends. I'm just throwing it out there, like November 1st. Would that be a good day for everyone? Rents do, but you could probably figure that in there.
All the days work for me.
Not that one? Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
What about the
never
next
mind.
Sunday, the 8th? Would that be okay?
What's that?
That's perfect.
November the 8th?
November the 8th, Sunday, November the 8th.
November 8th?
I'm fine on November 8th.
You're good with that?
I'm okay.
Okay, so I think November the 8th would be good. And let's look at a time like, I think we're all pretty early risers here, hopefully. So 8 o'clock in the morning would be sufficient for 8 o'clock on the 8th. And we'll just do Bob Edwards, since I can just walk across the street. That'd be great.
The first one will be.
We'll just do Bob Edwards first, and I think we'll look at Santa Fe. And if there's anything else that jumps out at us, maybe if there's a something that jumps out at Bobby that jumps,
Yeah.
meets his schedule, that meets his need, we can jump on that too. But I think those two relatively close,
Okay.
a couple miles apart, we're no big deal with that. So let's look at our next park tour, and it gives us a couple days before the next meeting as well. That'll be the 8th of November at 8 o'clock at Bob Edwards.
Very good.
All right.
That is 8 a.m.
Let's just do a little motion here. 8 a.m. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, we'll do a quick motion.
I
All
move
in-
that we meet on November 8th at 8 a.m. at Bob Edwards for our park tour.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Aye. Hearing any opposed? Cool. Sounds like it goes good with everyone's schedule that day.
Excellent.
We'll move on to new business. We'll look at special event coordinator hiring process.
So just wanted to give all the commissioners an update on that. Tomorrow we will be interviewing 5 candidates, and then after that process we'll narrow it down to our top 3 and hopefully get that person onboarded before the end of the year. But just keeping you guys in the loop for what we have going on with staffing.
Very good. And is that just an attrition type spot, or is that something that's kind of come up as a new spot schedule?
That would be a new spot, yes, sir. So Hope Hooper actually left us and moved back to Ohio. So that opened up a position. And then to fill a need, which I feel is a big one, the special events in our area obviously are huge for our community, our town, all of us. So making a coordinator that specifically focuses on special events here, internal and external, is what we're going to be hiring for.
Very good. That's good to hear. That's a well-needed position, sounds like. And then we'll move on. Any questions on that? Concerns, comments? No? Very easy. We'll move on to new business item B, parks updates.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, with Santa Fe from the slide, as you can see, I just gave you a preliminary landscape plan since we weren't able to get aerial photography yet, and we're waiting on those pictures to come back. Wanted to give you updates since the park is not complete and since our tour will go through there. Nick has got the site furnishings on order, which means we're getting the trash cans, benches, and drinking fountain. Delivery and install time is looking at about 4 to 6 weeks, so when we get out there, we won't have those pieces in there. Just know that they are coming, and then we'll get them taken care of. They're going to be finishing up the irrigation for the new trees, and if you look over kind of on the east side of the park right there, all of the irrigation between the new access road that's going to come out to Glassford at some point once they get the lights and everything else taken care of. We're getting the irrigation system put in there, and then trees will be going into Santa Fe on both sides of the access road, between Glassford and the access road, and then also between the access road and the park. So that's going to be taken care of with the layout, and then purchase and install of trees being looked at for the end of October. 29 new trees are coming in. I know that Nick had run into a potential issue with the vendor that came in for the lowest bid, so it may be pushed out a little bit further than the end of October, but that's what we're looking at for that portion of the landscaping. And then finishing up the install of the riprap over on the south side of the park up to a certain point, and that's another portion of it, what I wanted to show you guys and kind of talk you through what future plans have already gone into it, and then some of the other things we want to do to the park.
Very good.
Down here at the bottom, it says Santa Fe Loop and Glassford Hill Roads, Granville, Arizona.
I know, I saw that.
What is that?
I
What
think
does that mean?
sometimes in Arizona people hear Granville and it's like, okay, that's got to be a town in Arizona. It's in Prescott Valley.
Now, Bobby, do we own all of this land that's shown here?
We do, yes, sir. So with the project, it had to be cut down a little bit, so we do have a lot of room for future expansion. You can see some things in this conceptual, some bridges, a big walking path that goes all the way up to the other berm, and then we also have even more south of where the picture cuts off. So being able to kind of walk you guys through what we're looking at out there, so then you can see, definitely be very beneficial whenever we're looking for ideas and things from the commission.
Very good. I know that when I drive by there, sometimes in the morning, those pickleball courts are jammed packed full.
They are.
Really are.
They are.
It's like they get used, and I mean, one of the only community elements that we have where it's available to the masses without any memberships or anything of that nature, where somebody just has free access and no reservations, no concept of that nature. You just roll in there and enjoy yourself, and it's a pretty cool, fun little game.
Absolutely.
Could we ever come up with a program to sign up, like lessons through our Parks and Recreation? Have an instructor, to people sign up and pay and take lessons? Could we
That's a great idea. I know.
I hate to block the times.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, I mean, open access to the public, but being able to put on instruction and things of that nature, that's a great idea and something we can definitely investigate.
And we would have some connections with people who know how to play. That would
Yes, sir.
I'll come.
Yeah, absolutely. Get somebody who's experienced.
You could have group classes, couldn't you?
We do. We could absolutely have a group class out there for instructional purposes. I mean, that's an awesome area to be able to utilize too now that it's open.
I think it's a growing sport. People are still looking at it, and a lot of them are still wondering how to play and
Yeah, there might be
where do they go for how do I learn? And
might be some apprehension, perhaps, of a new sport with some courts out there nobody knows how to use, but
Right.
the opportunity to learn at a decent level is
I think
good.
it'd be a great program for parks.
Yeah. Cool, and that new shade structure looks nice too for the rest area. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Any other park updates for us, Bobby?
Other than that, for that one, we do have some additional trees over on the north side of the park that we're going through the contractor to get replaced. Nick's working on that right now, and then we just have some other concrete work that we need to get done out there. But the park's looking really nice. That's a great new addition to our park system in this community.
Now that road, Bobby, are we ever going to be able to make a left-hand turn when you go into that? Is you're going to have to go all the way down and spin around and come back?
So are you talking about coming in off Glassford?
Off Glassford.
Yes, sir. And that is in the works right now. I know it was getting through some of the permitting, construction, street lights, all the other stuff that we need to take care of with ADOT. But yes, that will be in the works, and we will be having that happen.
Okay, so we would have an access point from, what is that road?
Glassford, left on Spouse and Glassford.
And then the
yeah.
one on top of the hill, what is that?
Yes.
Spouse.
Yes.
We would have two access points.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Is that field there? Is that a full-size pitch or just a youth pitch?
That would be, we should be able to fit a full-size field on that. If not, it would just be the field size under
soccer.
college.
Have we utilized that in regards to field allocations over the past year, or is it still kind of in that preliminary growth stage?
It is in the preliminary growth stage right now. There are a few issues that Nick has taken care of. You know, whenever you have construction of a new field, you have some things you need to raise some elevations for the water, some of the swells and things like that were cut in. Those are some winter projects that we're going to be looking at, so then hopefully this coming spring we'll definitely be able to get that in there.
Very good. I know that allocation is a growing need in our community, and every single age demographic utilizes them, and it's good to have multiple field usages. So.
Yes, I totally agree.
Very good. Any other questions at all? Very good. All right, we'll move on to unscheduled public appearances. Seeing nobody joining us this evening in the audience, we'll close out number 9 there. Moving on to number 10, our regularly scheduled meeting is going to be Tuesday, November 10th, with the asterisk of November 8th being our park tour as a added schedule. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Have a good night, Prescott Valley. Thanks for your time, and enjoy your evening.